ports on that little camcorder. Good evening, students and guests. Take off my sunglasses. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us tonight. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our beautiful event on this beautiful evening in the JMB Bennett High School shipyard. I must admit that there were times during this school year that I didn't know if an in-person event would be possible. We have been through some unusual times. In fact, as I reflected on these unusual times, I made a connection with a recent statement that I saw. The statement says, "Life is too ironic to fully understand. It takes sadness to know happiness, noise to appreciate silence, and absence to value presence." I am grateful to be present in this setting together tonight after an extended absence. I hope we as a school community and as a larger community can take what we have learned during this year of distance from one another to see the value in ourselves and the value in others. I know that I am excited tonight that we are able to interact in person as a school community. I love our school community and have missed being together. As we get ready to see students inducted and hear from our wonderful guest speaker, please also take time to enjoy each other at this wonderful ceremony. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kamara Barclay, and I am a sophomore. I will be sharing information about the W.E.B. Du Bois National Honor Society. The W.E.B. Du Bois National Honor Society is a national nonprofit academic honors organization for pre-college students, incorporated and founded on the campus of Hampton University. The Du Bois Honor Society recognizes, encourages, and promotes scholastic achievement, leadership development, and active involvement in positive community activities that promote lifelong learning skills. This organization will reinforce the concept of honors and affirm that excelling academically is appropriate, desirable, and rewarding. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maren Thomas, and I'm a current sophomore, and I will be sharing the mission statement. The mission of the W.E.B. Du Bois Honor Society is to nurture the intellect and motivate students who have the potential to help bridge the achievement gap that exists here in Wacomico County. This organization is designed to reward performance, not talent, for many people who are talented, but not all are successful or productive. Student participants will embrace the triple C's: character, competency, and caring.
Good evening. My name is Pamna Garal, and I will be sharing the order of events for today. First, we'll be hearing from Alina Zhang about our team and accomplishments. Then, we will hear an essay selection from Henry Zhang. Next, Mr. Thompson will introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Aaron Deal, followed by a speech by our guest speaker. Tina Murray and the Smart Advisors will be sharing the good news, followed by the W.E.B. Induction and Recognition. Thank you. Woo!
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alina Zhang, and I will be sharing information about SMART. SMART stands for the Solutions for Multicultural Achievement and Recognition Team. SMART is a club that helps develop solutions to help close the achievement and opportunity gaps. The mission of SMART is to develop a core of student leaders. This core of leaders will work to create a school climate that enhances achievement for a diverse student population and showcase the diversity at our school. One major premise of SMART is to help other students and promote multicultural awareness. This year, our SMART members committed to meeting these goals by mentoring, tutoring, taking on leadership roles, and improving their own academic achievement virtually. We celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month, Black History Month, Women's History Month, and Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month by creating posts that were shared throughout our school and social media. We learned about the importance of mentoring from Mr. Mark Thompson and collaborated with Mrs. Akil and Mrs. Kawaya and started a mentoring program for middle school students. Some of our students also participated in the Toastmasters Leadership Program and attended the W.E.B. Du Bois Invitational Honors Conference. And today we are recognizing all of our team members' contributions and achievements.
Good evening, my name is Haley Swan and I'm a senior. Today I'm going to be sharing a speech of it for our Toastmasters program. So today I want to share what makes me me, and that is my identity as a middle woman and a storyteller. I grew up in the DC area and started going to Chinese school on the weekends from a young age. This immersed me in the language, food, folk dances, and traditions of the Taiwanese culture and instilled in me a strong sense of pride of the Taiwanese American. After the 8th grade, my family moved to the Eastern Shore, where there were no longer many people who looked like me, and this gave me my first experience of culture shock. Without having such a community on the shore, I sought new ways to stay connected to my culture. I found an avenue for this through food, one of the main aspects of Chinese culture. Having always been the type of person who would bring matcha cookies to chocolate chip dominated cookie parties, my friends soon became curious, and I began introducing them to everything from bubble tea to pineapple cake. I also decided to create a travel account on Instagram to share popular Asian messy spots I'd come across my family in Taiwan as a way to spread the Chinese culture with the rest of the world. Now I hope to expand from sharing my Chinese culture to promoting greater awareness and appreciation for all cultures in the community through organizations such as SMART. A quote that really resonates with me is, "Cultural differences should not separate us from each other, but rather cultural diversity brings a collective strength that can benefit all of humanity." Having lived in both the DC area and the Eastern Shore has given me the opportunity to embrace my Chinese and American cultures and bring them together and inspire others to learn about cultures outside of their own. Another big part of who I am is a storyteller. At the age of 4, I found the concert hall as Cosmo performed Waxman's Carmen Fantasy. Dazzled by his playing in the wonder sound of the violin. The Carmen was dramatic and boastful, bringing me on a musical journey of a heart-wrenching mission to an elegant royal waltz, all under the span of 10 minutes. I was amazed and I knew that this was what I wanted to do, and immediately told my parents that I wanted to study with the violinist on stage. Though I did not ever actually get to study with JMB, who was an international soloist and frankly never even close to an option for my 4-year-old self, the adventure experience of performance inspired me to pursue my own path of musical storytelling. I began imagining narratives for each of my violin teachers and taking on roles ranging from the dramatic woman in Lawler's Symphony Espanol to the cheerful child in Mozart's Concerto No. 4. Portraying such characters pushed me outside of my comfort zone and helped me get in touch with my emotions on stage. It wasn't long before I brought storytelling into other aspects of my life, spending 4th grade recess writing chapter books with my friends and time after school producing videos of trips, dances, and workbooks. These video-making experiences in the 6th grade soon led me to pursue filmmaking as a hobby and taught me to capture the beauty in my everyday life. Whether it's picnics in the park or bike rides around the neighborhood, capturing treasured memories with my loved ones and carefully editing them to match the beats of songs have brought my visions to life, creating flowing videos that fill me with joy. Though my mediums of storytelling have evolved over the years, what has remained the same is my passion for creating. Both my identities have taught me to take the initiative, make the most out of what I have, and make our dreams reality. So to close off my speech today, I want to share a quote with you. Dream it, then make it happen. I hope you will all go after what you are passionate about, seek to better understand the people around you, and be the writer in the story of your life. I am now going to read our speech. Members, can you please stand and repeat after me? I believe education is the
right of every individual. I believe every person's preparation directly affects social, political, community, and family life. I believe every person should take responsibility by performing in a manner that brings credit to self, family, school, and community. I believe I have the responsibility to work efficiently, to preserve, and to remain focused on achieving excellence. I promise to use my skills, my abilities, and my true character to make the world a better place for everyone.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed an honor to be here this evening, and before I begin to introduce our speaker for the evening, I'd like to again thank Ms. Vacheron, Kurt Hetzler, Ms. Bowers for the work that they do, and also the Principal Savage for allowing this to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our speaker for the evening. Mr. Aaron Deal began his educational career as a substitute teacher and worked through the ranks to receive recognition as one of the state's most extraordinary teachers. Although he flourished as a professional, he struggled during his early years and was academically dismissed from his university. Why don't you just say he got kicked out? However, he persevered and eventually earned both a Bachelor's of Arts and Master's of Education degree from Salisbury University. Years later, he was asked to return as an adjunct professor to train future teachers on the proper application of instructional technology. He has received numerous awards, including the Nancy Grasmick Excellence for Minority Achievement Award, the Wicomico County's Outstanding Technology Using Educator, the Omega Educator of the Year, the VFW Teacher of the Year Award, and in 2003, he was selected as Wicomico County's Teacher of the Year. But his most notable recognition came in 2004 when he has made history as the first black teacher to ever win the Maryland Teacher of the Year Award. Come on, put your hands together for that. Mr. Dio currently serves as both the Supervisor of Instructional Technology and the Supervisor of New Teacher Instruction for the Wicomico County Public Schools. He is also actively involved in his church, where he serves as a district youth president and the minister of music. But I couldn't stop there. This was good, but I had to get some dirt. So I have some dirt. He can do a lot, but I understand that he likes flying kites. Don't know what that's about. Let me see. He has a lot of grandchildren. He likes playing the piano. We know that when he was 6 years old. Mr. Deal can do almost anything. But I understand there's something that he's trying to do at home, and that is play the trumpet. And all I could do is say, yeah. So, wow, I see someone laughing already. You must have heard him. But let me just say this, and before I take my seat, I've known Mr. Deal, Aaron, for many years, and there's nothing he can't do. So Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, look out. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our motivational speaker, our keynote speaker for the evening, Mr. Aaron, the trumpeter, Deal.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and I thank you for that introduction. I'm sitting here thinking, I cannot believe my wife sold me out and told them that I play the trumpet, and it is horrible. It's really bad. But I march around because I used to be in the band, And the band gave me a lot of confidence. So I grabbed that trumpet and I blow it like I'm about to get 5-star rating. And I'm just messing up every note. It's really bad. But thank you for that introduction. Thank you for inviting me here on today. And I am so grateful to be able to share some time with our honorees, share some wisdom that I have learned over the years in the public school system, and by learning some things the hard way. I want to leave 3 points with you. I'd like to begin by sharing something that I noticed that was already in your program. And that deals with the fact that your work ethic is more important than your talent, your intelligence, or your potential. My daughter brought that to my attention one time when I looked at her grades, and at one point she had a 4 something else. It was over 4.0. I sure never saw that when I was a child. But when people told her she was smart, she appreciated it. And when I said it, she corrected me. She said, "Dad, I'm not smart. I'm a hard worker." And there's a big difference between the two. Because no matter how smart you are, you don't get good grades if you don't follow directions, and if you don't follow through on what you're supposed to do, and if you don't give things your all. So let's correct that from the beginning. People will say you are smart, but rather than being smart, which is potential, it is more important to be a hard worker. You have to make sure that you show something for the potential that you have. Do something with your time. Connect yourself with the real world. I'm amazed at the end of the day that I can talk to some people and they have been on their phones for about 20 hours of the 24 hours in a day. And they have nothing to show for their time. Whereas other individuals have been outside, taking a look at nature, they've been swimming, they've been exercising, they talk to real people. So I would like to share with you, make sure you make a connection with the real world. It's more important than the digital world. I'd also like to share with you that the height that you reach in life will be dependent upon your GPA, but not the GPA which is standard in the school system. I have my own acronym for it. The G stands for your goals. The P stands for the execution of your plan. And the A stands for the amount of effort you exert. So your height is dependent upon your goals, a plan to reach those goals, and the amount of energy that you exert in reaching and executing your plan. One time I was on an elevator and I was traveling, and I had all of this luggage with me. I like to make sure that I carry more luggage than my wife. If I'm traveling with my wife, that's my wife. Can you give my wife a round of applause? I like her so much. So we're carrying these bags, and I wanted to make sure I had more of her bags so she didn't have the biggest ones, you know, and then we had children. I have all of this on me, and we step into the elevator, and I look across the elevator, and I see this gentleman that's just standing there with one little thing in his hand, a pair of shorts, and a tank top. And I was looking at the way the two of us were traveling, and something hit me that has always stuck with me, and that is, we weren't going the same distance, and we weren't going to the same destination. If he was going where I was going, he would have to pack more bags. And I want you to keep that in mind when you feel that sometimes you have a heavier weight to carry, and you have a lot of baggage, and you got a lot of pressure that's coming from your parents and your teachers and your community. The reality is, if you're under a lot of pressure, it is likely that you're going further than the people that are carefree all the time. So that baggage, that luggage is important because it's packing everything that you need for your destination. In order for you to stand out, you have to be outstanding. Don't limit yourself to your friends and to the stories and what they tell you about yourself, and try to conform and bring yourself down to their level if you feel that you have another level on the inside of you. I want you to take a look at this pen, and this is really important to me. I was in a position at one time in which I was speaking to a young lady that was in a lot of trouble repeatedly throughout the years. And I held up a pen, And I told her the truth. I said, if you continue to do what you're doing, your paperwork is going to go to the office of individuals that will take a pen and they will write what will happen to you for the next 6 months. You won't have a choice. In essence, you have given a portion of your life to somebody else and they're writing your story. I share that with you because it is important not to let anybody write your life story for you. You need to be in charge of your own life story. When I was graduating from Parkside and I went over to Salisbury University, I had very poor work ethic, and it was bad, people. It was so bad to the point that sometimes I would get right to the door of that class and I didn't go in because we were only 30 minutes from Ocean City. Who would have put a beach 30 minutes from a university? Well, that's a setup if I ever heard of one. So here I am trying to go to the beach instead of going to class. So I get these letters that come to me from the university. The first one said, you've been placed on academic probation. And I'm sitting here thinking, why am I on probation? I didn't do anything wrong. And I dismissed it. I kept on rolling. Well, soon afterwards I received another letter that said, you've been academically dismissed. And that hit me hard because that told me that I had lost my financial aid and I could no longer be a full-time student at the university. They allowed me to go to school part-time, 1 or 2 classes at a time, with an acceptable grade in that class, and I had to come up with all the money on my own. It was at that time that I really valued education like I never had before. I opened up music schools using whatever talents and gifts I had, and I went from church to church and said, hey, do you all need a church musician? Because I can train one. And I started training people to play piano. And then I went to another church. They said, we got 6 people, and so I started teaching people on Tuesday. And then I went to a different place on Wednesday. And it got to the point where I was going up to Baltimore every other week, and I was teaching piano and organ and drums and lead guitar and bass guitar, because that was what was in me, and I had to use everything that was in me. Because if I continued on the path that I was at, I would have been handing over my pen to someone else. And I'm so grateful that something on the inside kicked in and I changed my story and I changed my destiny. I was able to get into the school system and work my way from a substitute teacher up until the point where I had the opportunity to be able to now supervise instructional technology and also the new teacher program. That would not have happened if I had stopped where I was, spoke about my potential and what I was capable of, instead of kicking in and being a hard worker. The last thing I want to share with you is, with this pen, only perform signature work. When you hand in a paper, don't turn it in unless it's worthy of your signature. It should be the best that you can give based on the time that you're operating with. And that signature will carry around and be a part of you for your life, to the extent that when people hear your name, they will already have a description of the quality of work that you bring to the table. Make sure you only do signature work. When you're in college and you turn in that paper, do signature work, and when you turn it in, have a smile on your face because you gave it your all and you're not embarrassed or wondering about what you just did. All in all, I cannot wait to hear the rest of the story that is written by all of those that are behind me and all of the fine students at Bennett. Thank you so much for your time, and I congratulate you on today.
Good evening. My name is Tina Berry. Today we will be celebrating the achievements of our graduating seniors and recognizing parents, guardians and friends who have supported them through their incredible journey.
Our first senior that we're going to recognize tonight is Anuj Gumatkar. His parents are Mr. Avinash Gumatkar and Mrs. Kalpana Gumatkar. Anuj plans to attend Salisbury University in the fall as a lead from the front scholarship winner to pursue studies in a business major. His ambition is to get involved on campus and learn about the field of finance. Anuj has a lot of accomplishments under his belt. The first one being that he's been a member of the SMART team for 4 years. He's a part of our school's National Honor Society, the Leo Club, and he has also received a full ride scholarship to attend Salisbury University in the fall. If you could please give him a round of applause. Next, we have Hannelise Wang. Hannelise's parents are Peter Wang and Eva Chang. Hannelise will be attending the University of Maryland as a full Banneker Ski Scholar, and she'll be joining the Honors College as a Psychology and Violence Performance double major. Her ambition is to pursue a career in the medical field, and Hannelise has a humongous list of accomplishments also. She has served as the president of the French Honor Society for 3 years. She served as the secretary for the Habitat for Humanity chapter for 2 years. This year, she represented District 37 as a student aide in the Maryland General Assembly. She interned with the Maryland Women's Legislative Caucus, and she received the senatorial scholarship from Senator Adelaide Eckert. She has also been conducting a research project with Salisbury University's Psychology Department on the influence of social media on racial stereotypes. Please give a hand for Hannelise Wang. Our next senior is Ryan Yan. His parents are Xiaoping Yan and Yuan Li. Ryan is planning to attend the University of Maryland College Park in the fall, and he has been working really hard, and he's been admitted into the Robert H. Smith Business School. And in his second year of college, he'll be majoring in business as well. His ambition is to pursue a double major in accounting and information systems. And Ryan again has a huge list of accomplishments. He was the secretary of our SMART team last year. He was a part of our junior varsity and varsity math team, and he received participation awards for the junior varsity math team. He was inducted into the Mu Alpha Theta, the Spanish Honor Society. He received the Presidential Award in the year 2017-2018. He also received the Outstanding Attendance Award and Academic Excellence Award. He received academic letter, and he also received a $3,000 academic scholarship from UNBC. Please give a hand for Ryan. There are a couple of more seniors we need to recognize. If you could give me just a minute, I need to find the paperwork. I'll do that. Sorry about that. The copy I made of front and back copy. So our next senior is Elise Johnson. Elise mother is Jamila Johnson. Elise has not decided on what she's majoring in yet, but in the fall she'll be attending Randolph-Macon in Virginia. Please give a hand for Elise. Our next senior is Ria Mehta. Her parents are Komal and Piyush Mehta. In the fall, Ria will be attending University of Maryland Smith School of Business, and she is in the Honors College, and she'll be part of the Honors College in the fall. She will be pursuing a double major in finance and business management, and for her accomplishments, Ria was the treasurer of our school's SGA for the past 3 years, and she's also served as the treasurer for the Future Business Leaders of America chapter. She received the first in the state in her event for healthcare administration, and she will be going to the national conference to represent Maryland in June. Please give Ria a hand of applause. We wish all of our seniors the very best. Thank you.
Now for the moment we've been waiting for, let's receive our awards. If I could have my students come down to the gate over here. I'm going to read out the students' names and the awards that they're going to be getting. Come ahead and listen to suggestions as I speak. I'll read out the names at the end. Please hold your applause till the end. As I read your name, please come to the advisors to receive your award. Recipients of the 2001 W.E.B. Du Bois Honor Society new inductees, we have Elena Jang, Anthony Moore, Anuj Kumakar, Tanisha George, Elise Johnson, Emily Garla, Emma Forsyth, Grace Nichols, Annalise Wang,
Tamara Barclay, Kamna Bilal, Mikara Hansen, Marin Thomas, Mohammed Murtasa Akil, Ramez Eloise, Ria Mehta, Rihao Yan, Sanaya Gordy, Taylor Townsend, Tina Berry, Victoria Amicia, and Vincent Pham. Next are our recipients of the Certificate of Recognition for completing the Toastmasters Leadership Program. Please recognize Hannalise Wang and Rahul Kumalapalli. And for the Certificate of Recognition for actively participating and contributing to SMART, Kardasha Shao, Haley Hunt, and Jimena Sandoval Lopez. I'd like to recognize Josue Carranza for being our Smarty. He's one of our mentees for our Solutions for Multicultural Achievement and Recognition Team mentees. Good job, Josue. Josue, did you want to speak to the audience and tell them about your time as a mentee? Josue is an excellent speaker. Josue, tell us what you like best about the mentoring program.
I like about mentoring is that we get to learn about everything about like math or something that we like about, or we get to learn that we learn about math, science, and we get to speak, and math is something that I like about myself, and science and PE.
Lastly, I'd like to apologize. I missed one of our Honor Society inductees, Zoe Benz. If I could get a round of applause for all of our fantastic SMART team members.
I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Garcia and Ms. Donatoria for their contributions to this year's SMART team. They were the absolute rock stars at Y Middle that coordinated the mentoring program. So let's give them a round of applause. just want to take a minute to thank so many people who have made the SMART team in this really difficult year a truly amazing experience. Number one goes to those folks walking that way. This was a difficult thing to have a club online, and these young people showed up, volunteered, made our community a better place, reached out to another school, helped younger kids learn about so many things, about mindfulness, about how high school is going to be. So one more round of applause for our students, please. I'd also like to thank Ms. Fowler and Ms. Boscaron for all the fantastic energy and ideas and a commitment to keeping SMART Team going and going and going. We'd like to thank our administration at both schools, at Warren Middle and at Bennett High School for all the support. We'd especially like to thank Mr. Paul for helping with all of the arrangements for this evening. Of course, Mr. Zio, we would really like to give you a small token for sharing your wisdom with us this evening. And let me just tell you a little bit about Mr. Thompson. I don't have any dirt on you, but we would like to recognize you for being a special friend of the SMART team. He is really the person who is just a phone call away to make things happen. It's been incredible to be able to just reach out and say, we have this idea, and to have a partner who helps make those ideas come true. So we would like to thank you too.
Let me just say, these two have done, you wouldn't believe, a tremendous job. This SMART team, how long have you been working? 14 years. And I have to say, because of SMART, young people, listen to this. My son Joshua was part of SMART, graduated from JMB. Received a scholarship to Hampton University because he won the oratorical contest. Graduated from Hampton University as Mr. Hampton, Mr. Senior. He was everything each year. And now he's working in a law firm, major law firm in Washington, D.C. And we have to give credit to Ms. Boscaron and beginning with the SMART team. So be encouraged, keep working. Okay.
Please join us for refreshments. We have some cookies and some waters, and just a little time to say goodbye. Thank you all for coming this evening.